That makes me feel way more like an adult than it possibly should. But it's fun though. It's about 3 a.m. I'm buzzing on Diet Coke. And I know this is caffeine free, but I may or may not have added extra caffeine in the form of caffeine diuretic pills. Dietary. Caffeine dietary pills. So I'm buzzing, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to tell you another story time shocker. I feel like I'm trying to turn it to Tana. And I know I would never reach that level, but I can pretend. I can dream that my stories are actually interesting as well. And I have a diffuser by me, by the way. It's actually really fun to listen, like look at the essential oil. Seriously, look at the essential oil being sprayed in my face. Oh, don't ruin my makeup. Okay. In my brother's t-shirt. What a shocker. No, this is just my face and how I tend to display it. But yeah, today, I bet you guys want to hear more about the story than my makeup routine. So I'm gonna get into it. This story was like last year, I believe. I was in year 10, so it would have been 14, 15, and this title is not clickbait. Yes, my physics teacher had a fucking mental breakdown in the middle of class. He did not just shout at one of us. No, it was not just a simple, you guys are all annoying students. No, he threatened us with a weapon. He threatened the person sitting next to me with a fucking weapon. Okay, that is a breakdown to me. Backstory. This teacher was always kind of like a fun, kind of crazy teacher. Like, he didn't really have that much of a filter on him. So he would kind of say whatever was on his mind without any, like, thought of, like, maybe they would tell on me for this. No, he didn't think about that at all. He was just thinking, I'm funny. They know I'm funny. They're not going to tell on me for being funny. And we didn't. We didn't tell on him for being funny. This day, everybody was just kind of grading tests. It was a quiet day. I'm assuming he was in a bad mood or something because he was already acting a bit strange. He wasn't acting his like live, bubbly self, you know. He was just kind of being more reserved to his desk. And when you're reserved with our class, that class was a bit rowdy. It was actually very rowdy. I don't know why I said a bit. It was incredibly rowdy. And when you were reserved with a rowdy class, you weren't going to be able to control us. And he wasn't controlling us. We were talking loudly, and I'm assuming it was annoying him because he looked like he was about to like blow the entire time. Like he was like sitting as this kind of huffy, like, yep, all right, yeah, that's all right. And so I was thinking something's kind of up. He's in a bad mood, might not want to press it. So I was kind of quiet. But the rest of the class was just saying the rowdy fucking, you know, that one kid in class that makes jokes at everything. They won't shut the fuck up and they won't stop talking to the person next to him. That was every student in our class at the time. There were a couple special ones, but mainly everyone was just like they didn't give a fuck kind of about like what was being said. They didn't give a fuck about how loud they were being. They were just thinking like, yeah, like it's fucking our class, whatever. We were grading tests and we would not shut the fuck up. And something just kind of set him off. His trigger, I should say, was one of the people in our class came over to him and asked him, I can't read who's, like, this person's handwriting. I can't correct their test because I can't, like, read what the handwriting says. And so he just looked at her, then he looked at the rest of the class, wouldn't shut the fuck up. And in his defense, he had previously asked us, like, 10 times to be quiet. We didn't. And everyone was just, like, sitting there, like, kind of, like, talking at, like, a reasonable pace. They weren't, like, screaming to each other, but it was, like, enough to, like, keep everybody distracted a little bit. And so he just looks at us. Everyone just, like, continues talking. They're not thinking about him. They're not thinking about being quiet, and they won't shut the fuck up. Again, as I've said 50 times, wow, Anna, you really know your range of vocabulary, don't you? So, yes. At this point, he decides it's a wonderful idea to pick up a ruler. And in England, at least at my school, the rulers were about like a meter long, decently long to be honest. It was like one of those old-fashioned nun rulers from like Catholic school. Shout out to my first story time on this channel. They were really long and they were wooden and they were thin, like easily breakable, but they looked old as fuck, like something that you'd like hit a dunce with, you know what I mean? So he takes the ruler, just looks at everybody, and he just starts fucking smashing this ruler into the desk. And I mean like what can I use? Oh, okay. So he just like takes the ruler, right? And he just like starts literally like fucking smashing it down, like hard as he fucking can. like Jack from The Shining. Here's fucking Johnny. I'm trying to fucking break down this fucking door, bitch. Like that bullshit. He was smashing the desk as hard as he could with the wooden ruler, which of course smashed on impact. Like it just broke and shattered into 2 pieces. But he took the continuous, like the last half that he had left that had not broken off, that he was still holding on to, and just kept smashing that in. For a space of like 10 seconds, he was smashing this ruler, and the look on his face was just like, like he was really fucking going for it. Like nothing could stop him. Like he was fucking Rocky. Nothing could stop this bitch. He was a fucking man on a mission to just, I don't know, do what to this ruler, to fucking get our attention or some bullshit like that. Until the ruler was left, but nothing about this long of like, because the ruler was like this long, and now it was just like this long, a shard. The end was sharp. The end was pointy. The end had splinters like coming out of it. It was really sharp. And so what does he do but take this sharp-ass weapon, point it to the friend Dome sitting next to me, who must have been talking or something, I don't know. He looks him dead-ass in the eyes with this shard of ruler. He points the shard of ruler at him, and dead-ass, just looking him in the eyes, says, "Annoy me at your own peril." Bitch. Bitch, what? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And so then, he's pointing at us, and we're all like, we don't know whether to laugh. We don't know whether to assume that he's going to pull a gun out of his trousers and just start murdering everybody, just fucking knocking us off one by one. We didn't know what the fuck was up. We didn't know if he was joking or if, like, we were joking. So we're like, should we laugh? Because he was known for, like, joking and, like, pulling shit like this. Oh, should we laugh? Or should we just, like, prepare to die? We didn't fucking know, because this guy was, like, strange already. Like, we already thought he would probably be capable of some shit like this. We know he fucking did drugs previously. And so he's just, like, sitting there, and he leans back in his desk. He's like this. He's like... Just imagine how fucking terrifying that is. Your physics teacher breaks a ruler. He creates a weapon. He threatens one of the students with the weapon, and then proceeds to sit back with the weapon in hand, breathing extremely loudly, extremely slowly, just like... And so we're all there like, well, what the fuck now? Like, what the fuck do we do? No one knew what the fuck was going on. No one knew what the fuck was going on. No one knew what the fuck to do. And we're just there like, what? And so then he goes on typical teacher rant with his out of breathness, like, you know how hard we work? Do you know how much? I just need you guys to shut up sometimes. I just need you guys to shut up sometimes. Like, this mental rant has been building in his mind for the past 10 years over all the classes that he's ever taught. He's just wanted to blurt this out, which he is now doing. The past 10 years of hatred towards schools and classes is just flowing out to us, and we're just there like, well, what the fuck? And so then, he leaves the room for a second. Don't know why. And then everybody in the class just looked at each other like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck just happened? Keep in mind, I was also on drugs at the time. But what I'm telling you is a clear, like, example of what happened, because everybody else that I spoke to saw the exact same thing. So it wasn't just me tripping, it was actually what had happened. But me tripping just made it 10 times more terrifying, but also kind of fun and interesting. And so half the class is just like, what the fuck do we do? And then of course the two troublemakers, I should say, or like the ones that are like usually the rowdiest, are thinking, we're gonna get the fuck out of here and report this bitch. Which they did. They ran out the room, and of course, because like they were like the two most known by the teacher, because he had to like keep an eye out for them the most, because they would like be like the rowdiest. He comes back in and he's like, where did these two kids go? And we're like, well, we just left. And he's like, they just left, eh? Alright. And so then he, like, other kids are like, can I go to the bathroom? To like probably catch a fucking break of air from this streamline of terror that they just experienced. The poor kids, the nicest kids, are like, can I go to the bathroom? And they're like, and he's like, yeah, alright. And so like 10 kids left, and then he goes out of the room again for reasons unknown. And then half the class, because it was the last lesson of the day, half the class just gets up and they just fucking walk out the back door, because the back door of this classroom led to like outside, to like where you could go to like leave and like walk home, I guess. And they just fucking left. They were just like, bye. They walked out the door. And then he comes back and like, why the fuck is half the class missing? And so then he gets pulled out by a teacher to say, yeah, these 2 kids were too scared to be in the rest of your class, so they're gonna do their work with us. And he's like, oh yeah, I feel bad now. I feel bad that I've just scared 2 of my fucking children that I'm teaching because I fucking threatened one of them with a ruler, kind of thing. Gee, I wonder why they're terrified. And then the deputy head, aka the vice principal, comes back in, and he's like, can I have a word with you? And he's like, this man, the teacher, he just looks at the ruler that he smashed, because he sees like the deputy head looking at it, like, why are there shards of ruler everywhere? Why is there a smashed ruler? He looks at it, looks at the deputy head, picks it up, and says, they don't make rulers like they used to, do they, Stewie? They don't make rulers like they used to, do they, Stewie? Honestly, fucking like, what? And so, of course, then he proceeded to get taken out, have a straight talking to, and we did not see him for another 2 months as he was getting drug tested. The rumors of what had happened, it actually got so bad that the head and the principal actually needed to come in on one of our physics lessons when we had the sub. They were like, yeah, we've made a full investigation. We think it's okay for him to continue teaching here, and we just need you guys to shut the fuck up about it, basically. He basically told us, like, shut the fuck up about it. I'm like, alright. But yeah, the teacher, again, then he came back and he was alright. Again, what had happened had kind of become like a joke. We needed to use like the rulers or something, like a texting and driving, that you needed to use a calculator and try to pick up a ruler that someone dropped in front of you at the same time to text reflexes for texting and driving. And he was like, so you gotta take a ruler. And so I picked up the ruler and everyone's just like, oh no, he got this bitch is at it again. And so he just looks at her and he's like, he just gives this look like you don't know what's coming. But yeah, he's made jokes about it since. I mean, he's alright. He's gotten a lot better. And we never really forgot about this little breakdown episode that he decided to have with us in his class, which I think is still a pretty funny thing that happened. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that story time. I know it's not the craziest, and I know he's not the craziest. He's basically the Walter White of our school, which is funny because he taught us chemistry for the first year that he was here, but I hope it was somewhat interesting, somewhat entertaining, and I will see you guys in my next video. See ya!